Every year, millions of African students leave school believing they are ready for life, only to walk into unemployment, frustration, and uncertainty. Not because they are lazy, not because they lacked ambition, but because the education system that prepared them was designed for a world that no longer exists. Over the next few weeks, we are going to unpack one of the biggest challenges facing African students today, the education crisis. And I'm also going to be talking about in the context of my own country, Zimbabwe. Let me be clear from the beginning. Why? Because I don't believe education is broken. I believe it's outdated. Our education systems were built for the industrial age, when economies needed workers to follow instructions, perform repetitive tasks, and fit into predictable career paths. But today's world demands something different. It demands innovators, entrepreneurs, problem solvers, critical thinkers, lifelong learners. We don't need to repair yesterday's education system. We need to redesign education for the future, so it includes those it left behind, empowers those still inside it, and unlocks the potential of every learner. You see, these are some of the challenges that we face as graduates. That's why during my own journey, I then decided to become an entrepreneur. Now, in this series, I'm going to be looking at the education crisis itself. But first, I'm going to look at 5 important conversations that I'm going to be discussing with you. First, why students fail, and why it's often not about intelligence or effort. We examine the structural barriers, outdated teaching methods, and invisible challenges many learners face. And second, we explore the second chance education, because one examination result should never determine the value of a human being or define their future. Third, we discuss why skills are becoming more valuable than certificates. In today's economy, employers increasingly reward people for what they can create, solve, and contribute, not just what they memorized. And then finally, on the fourth one, we also imagine the future of African education. What would it look like if schools were designed to nurture creativity, entrepreneurship, practical skills, and innovation instead of simply preparing students to pass examinations? And finally, we then focus on solutions, not just criticism. We'll discuss practical ideas, innovations, and partnership that could help transform the education across Africa. So this conversation is deeply personal to me, because through my work in education in service scholars and in agriculture through Techno Agric Pro, I've met brilliant young people with extraordinary potential. They weren't failing because they lacked ability. They were failing because the system wasn't designed to recognize every kind of talent. And that's why this series is just a reflection on what's wrong. It's a roadmap for what comes next. So if you believe in education, and if you believe education should prepare people not just to pass exams, but also to build businesses, solve problems, create jobs, and change communities, then this series is for you. Follow the journey over the next 6 posts. Share it with a student, share it with a teacher, share it with a parent, a policymaker, because Africa doesn't just need better schools. It needs an education system that prepares people to build the future, and let's build it together.